I don't say this loosely, but this film very easily entered my top 5 best MCU movies of all time list. And it honestly entered it quite easily, which is crazy. Ryan Reynolds is back as the Merc with the Mouth, and he was sorely missed. Very sorely missed. As we know, the MCU has been lacking quality recently. That's all I'll say. Spider-Man aside, of course. And thank God for Deadpool. It's come at the perfect time and it has restored my faith in the MCU. And I am so pumped for what's coming next. Now, this will be a spoiler-free review of Deadpool and Wolverine. However, I will be breaking down plot points of the film, plot points that were kind of under wraps before going into the film. Like I said, I'll be exploring very surface level plot points. I won't delve too deep. There will be a lot of mystery still. I'm not going to spoil the key points for you, so you can still enjoy this and go see the movie. Or go see it, then come watch this review. Now, I have to be honest, I didn't see Deadpool 2 and I didn't see Loki, the two key ingredients that were needed going into this movie. But it was fine. It was still relatively simple to pick up on what was happening in this film. There is great exposition. It's even joked about in the film, all the exposition. And I needed it because I had missed so much going into this. For those who don't know, Deadpool and Wolverine is centered around Deadpool and his trouble with the TVA, aka the Time Variance Authority. They were, of course, in Loki. He is recruited by the TVA, specifically Mr. Paradox, to save his universe, which is rapidly being destroyed due to the death of Logan, who was the anchor of that universe. However, we quickly learn that this isn't the plan. At least not Mr. Paradox's plan, and instead he wants to accelerate the demise of Deadpool's universe and offers him a place on Earth 616, which he did desperately want because he wants to be an Avenger. That aside, the demise of his universe would mean that everyone he knows and loves, including Vanessa, would be gone, which of course he does not want. So instead, Deadpool proceeds to travel to different universes in order to find a Wolverine variant that can help save his planet. Because we are caught up on the fact that Wolverine is an anchor. If he's an anchor in one universe, he will be an anchor in every universe? We can only assume. He finds a Logan variant. This one is suffering though, aren't they all? As he had let the X-Men in his universe perish. Well, not actively, but he did this by getting drunk at a bar and not being with the X-Men as they were all killed off. In this universe, he is a failure. He is not a hero, and he feels worthless. Deadpool brings him back to the TVA, says, here we go, we've got a Wolverine variant, we can save this universe, he can be an anchor here. Obviously, this isn't how it works. So, the TVA are like, we're sending you to the Void. The Void is a wasteland where things are discarded. Things the TVA deems unnecessary. So keep that in mind. For any Canadian viewers, the CN Tower was in the wasteland, which was pretty funny. I mean, it's valid. What is the point of the CN Tower? At this point, it's worth noting that Deadpool and Wolverine are not getting along very well. I mean, you know their personalities. One is a loudmouth, and one is just a broody brute, essentially. They don't really go hand in hand, do they? But they must learn how to work together. But before they do that, they have a lot of brawls, a lot of smack talk to each other. And it's comedy gold, I will say that. But they must find a way to work together, survive, escape the wasteland, and save Deadpool's universe. In the Void, we encounter Cassandra Nova. Now, she is this a spoiler? I'm going to say it, so cover your ears if it is, or skip ahead like 30 seconds. She is the twin of Charles Xavier, of course, the leader of the X-Men. She rules the wasteland, she's incredibly powerful, and she has an agreement with the TVA to stay in the Void as a gang leader. Of course, this is because she is so powerful, they wouldn't want her out and about in their universe. She'd pose a massive, massive threat. A lot goes down during this point. A lot of things, which I will not get into because it's all spoilers. All of it. I can't even briefly touch on it. So, we'll just get into our next point. We're skipping over a big chunk of the movie here. There are many unexpected cameos in this movie, and don't worry, I'm not going to name anyone. I desperately want to let you know, though, who they are, but I won't. But if you did watch any news out of SDCC, you will know that Marvel spoiled it anyway. I don't really know why they did this. They had their panel in Hall H, and they brought out the entire cast, including all of the cameo appearances that were kept under lock and key. A lot of the people in that room hadn't seen the film yet, but now they know. Honestly, if I went to SDCC and I hadn't seen the film and that happened, I would have been so mad. But I mean, you're at SDCC, you're blessed. What I will say though is the people that were brought back for this movie are a massive nod to comic fans and to past movies that we know and love. I was honestly in disbelief at the people that started popping up in this film. And I will say one special cameo appearance led you astray at the beginning. They had played, now this might be a brief spoiler, but this might be the case for a few people. They had played two characters in the past. So you thought you knew what character they might be returning as. And boy, were we wrong. When you found out the truth, I was honestly shocked because I kept forgetting that the movie that they did so long ago even existed. Completely forgot. So it was a very nice and exciting surprise to see this person pop up. Not to mention one character from way back in the day returned, and when I tell you I was hooting and hollering in the movie theater. However, I was the only one apparently. I regret seeing this movie in VIP, I'll tell you that much. Make sure you see it in regular and have an audience that won't be lifeless. That's what I was missing. I wanted audiences screaming and shouting, but instead I just had me going and no one else. But that's fine. Ultimately, Deadpool and Wolverine must find some camaraderie in order to fight their way through the wasteland and to save Deadpool's universe. Now, what's next? Now, I don't know what is next for Wolverine, at least, but what we do know is that Marvel is clearly setting up the next year of the MCU, which is going to be Fantastic Four and the X-Men, which I'm unbelievably excited for. Honestly, it feels like Marvel is back in a massive way thanks to Deadpool and Wolverine. After Endgame, we were on a steady decline in quality and even overall storytelling. I just didn't really like the plots they were setting up. Of course, Spider-Man aside, which was an exceptional movie. Deadpool and Wolverine was truly excellent, and having Deadpool in the MCU now and Fox a thing of the past is the greatest thing that could have happened. The movie did not hold back with its jokes towards 20th Century Fox, that's for sure, with the logo also being in the wasteland alongside the CN Tower. Pretty funny. With it being a hard R, it pushes the envelope in a huge way, and it's the reprieve that we needed. The fight sequences were a bloody gory mess from the beginning, and it was mesmerizing to watch. Not to mention seeing characters such as Wolverine alongside the special cameo appearances speaking in the most outlandish and unhinged way was honestly shocking. It was comedy gold and a nice breakaway from the PG-13 we were so used to in Marvel. As always, the movie is incredibly meta. As I mentioned before, the endless references to Fox, but also the characters even referring to their real life selves, as well as their partners. Blake Lively got a ton of shout outs in this movie. But what we need to highlight the most is Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds. The team up worked so flawlessly, and the actors bounced off each other so well. Not to mention, Hugh Jackman's return as Wolverine was truly what the world was missing. In my opinion anyway, it was arguably the most iconic return to a character in cinematic history. Bold claim, but I'm saying it. As a lover of the original X-Men movies, it gave me chills to see Hugh Jackman back as Logan. We had mourned him in Logan, and now he was back, and it was the best thing that's ever happened. I would love to do a full deep dive video of my ranking of the MCU movies, but to briefly touch on my top 5 right now, and where this movie falls on my ranking, I would say it goes like this: Captain America Winter Soldier, Avengers Endgame, Avengers Infinity War, Captain America Civil War, Deadpool and Wolverine. This is my current list as of today. I'm sure a lot of you will not agree with it. Everyone has their own preference. This is mine. But in my opinion, Winter Soldier will always reign supreme. It would take a lot to knock that movie off the top of my list. But maybe one day, who knows? Well, that was my review on Deadpool and Wolverine. Let me know if you've seen it. Let me know your review in the comments, and I will see you in the next video.